Okay guys, so we are going to be doing another kitchen nook makeover. We did this not too long ago, and if you guys are new to my channel, I did a whole video on it. And while I do love the way that it came out, I want it to look a little more light and airy and kind of match the rest of my house. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to color drench this whole area. The color that I picked is called White Sesame, and this is by Sherwin. It is a beautiful cream color. It's very neutral. It's not white, but it's not super beige. It's like the perfect balance. So I'm going to be painting all the walls in this area as well as the wainscoting that we did before. We used to have it a two-tone, but now, like I said, I'm just going to color drench the whole thing and make it one solid color. I purchased this wooden bench from Amazon a couple years ago, and I bought it specifically for this corner to create a kitchen nook, but I haven't used it for that in the last couple years. It's basically just become a storage area for me now. I store my blankets and my pillow covers in there, and it's great. It's a great place for storage, but I want to just make this area more complete. So you guys actually suggested in my last video that I paint it this same color as the wall to make it look more custom. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with that White Sesame from Sherwin to match the wall, and I'm hoping that this will create the look that this is a built-in. So we took the hinges off the top, and I just went in and gave this about 3 coats, and it really made a big difference. It made it look so much more clean and fresh and took away all those scrapes and dirt marks, and it just looked brand new when I was done with it. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I really want this bench to be something that we utilize and sit at, and enabled to do that, we needed to create a cushion for it. My husband and I decided that we were going to do this ourselves to keep it much more budget friendly. So we went over to Joann's and checked out some fabrics. They had a ton to choose from, but nothing really stood out to me. There was one that I liked, but when I took it home, it was a little bit too green. So that night I went on Etsy and I ended up finding one that I really liked, and it was half the price as the one that I found at Joann's. And when it arrived, I loved it. It was the perfect cream color. The stripes are a nice neutral brown, and they're nice and thin. I knew I wanted to do something with some pattern in this area because my walls are all one solid color, so I needed something to break that up, and this was perfect. And then we headed over to Walmart, and I ended up finding this project foam. This is 2-inch foam, and this is not going to be an area that we sit at daily, so this is not like the best quality foam, but it is comfortable enough that it's going to not feel uncomfortable to sit at. So I'm hoping it'll last us quite some time, and it was very affordable, so it just fit us in what we're needing perfectly. So the first thing that we did is we ended up taking the tops of the bench off, and we're gonna use the tops of the bench as our wood base. So we took that foam, we cut it down to fit the wood so that way it sits on there perfectly. I got this spray adhesive glue from Home Depot, and this stuff works really good, but it is very messy. So if you're gonna use it, make sure that you cover your entire workspace because it will get everywhere. So I sprayed that wood piece down, and then we just took that foam that we cut down and set it right on top so it would adhere to the wood. The next layer that we're going to add is some loft batting, and I will say this is a very important step if you're going to be recreating this or you're going to be making a cushion yourself. Definitely don't skip this step because this stuff is what makes it look very smooth and seamless and rounds off those edges so it doesn't look sharp and square. It just makes it look much more custom. So this is a very easy step, but it's extremely necessary and makes a really big difference. So I ended up getting mine from Michael's, and I only had to use 1 bag for 4 yards, so went a long way and it was really affordable. So again, we just sprayed that foam down with some of that adhesive glue and then just put the loft batting right over that and trimmed it down so it fit it perfectly. The final step was to go in with our fabric, and this was probably the most stressful part only because we knew this was the final step. We wanted this to look really good and we've never done it before. So we took our fabric, laid it down, and we cut it down to fit our foam. The first thing that we did was we took all 4 sides and stapled those down so that way they were nice and secure. And then the last thing that we did was went in on the corners. And I will say the corners were probably the most difficult part. So what I did is I treated it like how I wrap gifts. I just went in and tucked in the bottom corner and then took that top part and folded it over. And I realized as I was doing this that a lot of the times you'll have excess fabric that you just need to trim down. But once you get one corner, you kind of get the hang of it. So just take your time, be patient with it, and it'll be a lot easier than it seems. So once that was done, I then just went in and kind of fluffed out the corners just to make it look a little more seamless and even. And we ended up just doing that to the rest of the bench, and I was so happy with how it came out. And we did this probably within 2 hours. So much faster and easier than we thought. Once you get the hang of it, you're going to be much better at it than you think. So just take your time and be patient. Moving over to the furniture, I'm going to be starting off with some pieces from a company called Maison, and a little bit about them. This is a female-founded company. They started in 2019. They had the vision to create furniture with a very sleek and modern look, but still keeping it very affordable. And they were kind enough to allow me to go on their website, browse some pieces that I felt would fit this area perfectly, and I ended up selecting their 46-inch Dwen round oak table. This table is so beautiful. I absolutely love the look of it. The color of this wood is perfection. It's not too yellow, it's not too orange, it's just like a beautiful warm oak color. And I really liked it for that tapered base that it has. I just think that looks so much more expensive and unique. It's very heavy, really well made, super easy to put together. And then for the chairs, I ended up going with their buccal and rattan chairs. I love the texture of these. I love that rattan look. This just immediately made this corner feel very warm and rich, and I just absolutely love it. It actually does come as a 5-piece set, but I'm only utilizing 2 of the chairs because I have this bench here to use as additional seating. To style the wall behind my table, I knew I wanted to do a gallery wall, so I was collecting some frames throughout the last couple weeks, and then I ended up just going to CVS and printing out some prints. What I actually did was just went on Etsy and looked at some prints that come for gallery walls, so they can already pre-select them for you, which makes it so much easier. I think in total this cost me like $12 for the print, so super affordable, and I just had them print to fit each frame that I had already selected. And I've been wanting to do a gallery wall for so long, but I just didn't know where to put it, and I felt like this space was just perfect for that. Over on the other wall, I'm going in with a piece of framed artwork that I found at HomeGoods a while back. And when I found this, I took a poll on my Instagram and asked you guys if I should keep it or take it back. And 100% of you said to keep it, so I did. I'm glad I finally found a space to use it because I really do love it. On my bench, I'm just going to go in with some throw pillows just to dress it up a little bit. I don't want to take away from this beautiful table, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple. So I'm just going in with this vase that I got a while back from H&M Home. It's in like a beautiful cream color, and to it I am adding these stems. Guys, these are so good. These are the 33-inch dried rice stem bundles, and let me tell you, these look so realistic. These look so much more expensive than they are. I'm just obsessed with them. I actually purchased 5 thinking I would need a ton, and I ended up only using 2, and they looked beautiful. Right in front, I'm adding this little crock dish. I recently found this at HomeGoods. I saw it on that tray of stuff that they're like getting ready to put out, and I immediately snagged it because I loved it so much. It was only $5.99, and it's just so cute. And then right in front, I'm just gonna add this fluted candle from Target. Over in the corner, I really wanted to add some height here just to create some balance. So I'm going in with this tree that I recently got from Target. And that completes the look for the kitchen nook. You guys have to let me know what you think of everything.